Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Hi, I'm Karamjeet, your self-love specialist. So how is everyone out there? We meet again after New Year. So before I start, I would just like to say my heartfelt grateful thanks to the community of Kudara Sahib Subha and Joy Club to give me this beautiful platform that I could do the seva of sharing self-love and love to everyone. So, how you been and how's the year? Yes, there's got a number rising of challenges and there got a lot of good things we're learning in living our life in every sense that we could find the meaning to it of our existence. So that is where this month's topic is about faith by loving your existence. Why did I choose this topic? Most of my book I basically talk a lot about faith. Faith is one of those crucial word, energy, emotion that always impact in our life in every sense. So let's talk about what's the meaning of faith. Now, faith is conviction, truth, belief, non-breakable, feel within like intangible honesty, and it's this raw feeling of acceptance that you know this is it. It's a very connection, intuition of accepting whatever you believe about life is all about. Okay, so now why does the faith has connection in loving our existence? Now let's talk about myself. A little experience of relate to my work and relate of what I begin to think about the existence of living life. As some of you would have read my book, coming from, not proud to say this, but it is something that a very truth of life, it can happen to anyone as it happened to me. So being the person who comes from a different sense of abuse and also ex-survivor of attempt suicide. Now, how did it happen? How that suicidal thoughts tendency and also attempts started happening to me? It was because of my faith was utterly shaken due to the factors of like the shaken belief that I have of my existence. So that is related because I didn't know what was self-love all about. I didn't know what was love because I was searching the meaning of love and true love within. And so happened that Babaji, the universe, has given me the meaning of it through the truth of faith within myself. Now, how did that faith can be shaken so badly? So you see, it's like every one of us has a journey that from childhood until now, like what I've explained. For my personal journey, like I've written in the book, it's related to the feeling of unlove, of a belief system, because, for example, every child and a mother have a strong bond connection. So my bond was ripped off and snatched, and that has shaken the root to believe that how can that be. And when you see every time there's certain things happening in life, especially like mine when I was in child and I was growing, so that basically shake the root of my belief in my existence. Now, of course, along the way that a lot of things has happened, but the most crucial impact of what I realized was when I had things happening to me. Now, especially, I've not, I think I did. I've not really written in my book, it's my self-queen butterfly stories. I did relate to an incident when I just delivered my child. I will not mention who and what, but there was a person that told me that, if you could not breastfeed your child, give it away to another mother. And I was naive and innocent, and I was only 23 years old, and plus I didn't, becoming a mother, having no mother and becoming a mother is two things that is relatively connected. So when that happens, the obsession of like, how dare this person told me this without even thinking that what impact would I feel? No doubt that could be because the person really want the child to be fed of original, milk, but from a different mom who was in the same room. But I didn't agree to that. Yeah, I have to tell you the truth. I was not agreeable to that at all. I didn't want my child. I know my child was healthy, so I was trying my best. I said, give me time, and it did just a bit. It's not so much, but I did my best. Yeah, but that's where it disturbed my existence again. Now let's come back about between the mother and child relationship, which is got a core value of a human existence. Yeah. And then came another moment, similarities to that moment, that I didn't understand why was this group, these people was around me. There are always number of times situation that somebody somewhere will tell me things that give me a culture shock kind of thing. So suddenly I was told that, hey, give away your child to this person who doesn't have a daughter, and this person only have sons, and that because you're too young, probably you do not know how to take care, or that was not indicated directly, but it was said to me when my child was only about a couple of weeks. Yeah, so this kind of certain incidents happen beside the sexual abuses and all these things. When I encountered people just along the way of my life, I'm always surrounded by people around me to remind me that how unlucky I am to not have my mom. It took me years to accept my existence. Today is finally opening this truth to public and especially to our society. Yeah. So I just want to share that don't do that to person who is like traumatically coming from such loss their loved one, and you do it. The impact is so bad to the mental, because the sense of belonging gets ripped off. You feel different. You can't feel the acceptance. So that's what's happened to me. And then when I delivered my child, I was seen as I'm incapable to bring up my child. Okay, and it's been going on over the years till today. Yes, let me be frank to you. It is a challenge that I face of having no mother and being a mother, and that is a big thing for me now. But the moment this impact with so many situations, especially when I was going through my divorce, especially when I was badly sexually abused and a lot of things, so of course I felt like, my goodness, I am not worth to live. The mind started darkening. This is what I used to say, between the white wolf and the black wolf. I didn't know how do I lift my existence, having faith of being who I am. I may not have a mom who taught me, but I did have a second one who did try her best. But still, there was always a comparison to my original birth mom. And that was like making me feel that how can we live in a society that do not want to be sensitive, that bring love and cherish the positive. And if you see somebody who is in lackness, in a different positions, don't be so harsh, don't be so sarcastic, because that's in fact the faith of loving the person. So that is where my thoughts and societal started becoming, and it was a fact that I came to a stage that everyone around me becoming like, that my existence was not worth living. Even I had a child with me. I had to fight for my rights, being a mom with nothing attached to me. You see, in today's world, it's like we have so many divorce rate, which is like commonly everybody say, oh, I don't like this guy has done this to me, and this woman has done whatsoever. But at the end of the day, my personal experience, I fight the journey in retaining my relationship and at most lowest level I can find, seriously. And this is my experience. Only my close friends where what they did, how did they do it. But at the end of the day, I had to give up because I didn't want my child to go through the impact of belief. But naturally, sometimes it comes to a stage that I have no choice. It has to happen. So my child has grown up in a different ripped off relationship, and that has also impacted me, because being from that. So you see, this is where we have this existence, that how can this existence in the faith to live continuously, being the self to the family, being the self to the society, being the self to earth, and this is where the kosher faith happened of faith. So I am so blessed. Of course, Babaji with my grandma teaching, which I already mentioned so many times. I guess I'm very blissful. Somehow, despite with all many things that I face, somehow or other, the universe always makes sure that I'm educated by any sense to understand how worthful is my existence to be who I am. Till today, whatever I face, whoever says about me, whoever, it does impact, but it doesn't move away from the sense that I am belong to be who I am. I am belong to the existence of universe. I am belong to the existence of Paramatma. I am belong to the existence of love, which no one can take it away from me. I belong to this beautiful journey that makes me believe that faith is intangible, magical, unbreakable, and it is like a petrol to get the engine keep going. So I choose this topic to personally share you that I know what's the meaning when you have challenges, or you've been so hurt, or you've been embarrassed, or anything that it just switch you away, and you feel that it's no point to feel that you exist, and you just keep living. You're living like a plastic life, I call it. When that's the feeling come, then you need to know what to do. So existence kya hota hai? What's the real meaning? It's a state of being real, being recognized, being worthful. It's like everything that comes in our life, or whoever that comes in our living life, it gives us an opportunity, whether we could love or like or share or kindness, positive, so it grooms us and expands our ability to be a proper human being. In today's generations, in the past generations, many have failed to realize what is a human being nature all about. Why do humans exist? For what reason? Reason is to learn to love, to learn to share being who you are, has stated in all the teachings of Gurbani and every other religion as well. Love is so intangible, but it can come in so many sense and also being misunderstood. That is where faith, how does faith come? Is to believe. You have to work in yourself that you can believe in something and stay rooted, just like those trees that do not shake even it's so hot or even it's shining storm. But you see, you can see those videos, sometimes it's like storm, the tree is still shaking, but it's still root to its ground, rooted fully deeply. Why? Because it's the energy of love as it is. And we are part of faith. We are part of the energy. We cannot be excited just in that way by we thinking we're not worth. No. I am sharing this video too. It's because that when everyone realize your existence, it's so meaningful to yourself that you were not aware how it's going to carry you forward despite whatever happening around you. You will know the amazing truth when you start practicing this faith. And how do you need to practice? How does it realize? Is by accepting everything of yourself. That is what I learned. So not easy, quite so difficult in a sense of like, you have to really change the barrier. That's where the self-love works. You see, change is a word where everybody is just like, what do we need change? Why do we need change? And no one wants to relate to that change easily. But we got to accept everything as it is. No matter how difficult is a situation like me? Somebody says to me, you got to give your child milk because you can't afford to breastfeed a healthy milk, which is I did. Oh my God. I mean, you hear the words, you know what I mean. I'm sure those mothers, I mean, every mom out there. I mean, some moms is so what? Yeah, it depends on you. Like for me, I was 9 and I'm young and naive, and coming from a very bad background of no mother, I felt my new blood that is only existence with me, which I don't have brother and sister. I mean, I do have, but not the real one. So the feelings is always there. So yeah, I can understand if that ever feeling you have, you cannot accept things. I've been taught to accept every things that comes my way, no matter how painful and hurtful it can be, and accept it with a smile, and accept it with a faith that I am learning. Somewhere, that's why I came to the stage that why this keep happening to me. I'm not saying until today there's no situations in life that happens. Like for example, my health, like okay, I'm loving, then how come this love? But this is where when we realize that the knowledge and wisdoms, the energy around us is always speaking to us, and that is the fate of communication, and that only can happen through prayers, only can happen when you love yourself, only can happen when you practice positiveness, only can happen that you know you are amazing human being and your worth is beyond anything in this planet. Yeah. So the third one, beside accepting everything, is also appreciating. Now this thing is sometimes I'm in questions like, what do you mean that I need to appreciate when those really hurt us? Now this is interesting with my own research, and I found out when you appreciate when somebody is hurting you, which is yes, by right not, but you got to learn what is your mindset behind that this is happening for what reason. When you don't understand the reason, you just say thank you, I appreciate, because this is gonna make me strong, this is gonna make me see things differently. This because I'm in one example from somebody who has received so many kind of remarks of my life. You know, why going so far, there was a point of life when I'm not allowed to see my child when I travel down from KL, and thank God my friend was with me. The door was closed. I won't mention who and why, but at that moment made me realize again my existence was really being tortured and it's been trapped. So you see, this is where when the doctors tell me you have gone through a lot of trauma that yourselves as yourselves are now creating all this, but I'm not giving up because I love my existence and I love being who I am. Because when I found out through Babaji's guidance, through meditation, through with the love, and also when I'm empowering or uplifting or coaching anyone, when I see their miracles of life, it's so truthful to know that the faith of love is beyond recognition. Beyond recognition of something that, wow, you cannot recognize it, but it is there. You understand what I'm saying? So that is the second one. Now the third one is to acknowledge your existence. Acknowledge the meaning kya hota hai? Acknowledge is like, you acknowledge, you know, right? That's what the gesture we do. Acknowledge your own, feel it, feel deeply that you are here for you. You are here to do the seva. You are here to share what you can. You are here, you can do mistakes. I mean, not on purpose, but you're here, it happens. Okay, I learn and I move on and I improvise myself. I keep going on, because if somebody can be better as they was before, why can't I? This is the questions when you keep empowering yourself. Alright, so this is where we need to know that how does faith relieve three things: accept everything as it is, appreciating, and acknowledging. Because these three words and emotion, it impacts how you relate on your existence when you face challenges or you want to do something. It's very important. All right. Now, white matter. White matter because it becomes the energy that, like I said, petrol. Most of my videos, I always say that we gotta feed ourselves. Faith is the most important petrol to any human being, because that is the one who's gonna bring you forward non-stop. That is the one who's gonna give you, hey, wait, turn right. Hey, no, wait, turn left. But the clarity must be there. That is the one. And faith comes from where? Is to know who you are with your divinity inside you, with the universe, to believe who you are. Okay? Number 2, white matter, creativity. Faith to gives the creativity. See, if you live life in the box, you cannot open yourself up. It's going to be sometimes difficult, to see that life, it's always a wave like the sea. It's full of creative art. So you got to make yourself be more creative in living your life, in making your existence to be grateful to you. Because when you achieve the goodness of whatever you want, you are the only one who's going to know what it's worth, and you know what you went through, and that is your bigger petrol happens. Yeah. Now the third one, white matter, why faith matter? Of course, to keep the self going. We get stuck along the way when we've been hit by things unexpectedly. And then we feel, it's very human of us to feel like, Rehna de, Babaji, only he knows. Oh yeah, I do at times feel that, it's not everything, every goal that I have and challenges that's up and down. And people do see the other sides, the strictness of me, the discipline of me, and it's like, hey, she's a self-love coach, but she's really strict. Oh yeah, because I always believe, follow the truth. So there are times that impacts, it's like you have to juggle of the meaning of the love that you believe in, what you're sharing to the society, in the same time to be in line of the law of universe. So when you need to keep yourself going, that is where the faith of loving exist in yourself is important. Okay? And expanding it more and more and more. We are here to expand ourselves. Now, why I keep saying expansion, probably one of this month I'm going to choose the topic called our expansion, meaning is living our life. Expansion का मतलब होता है that every time we pray, there is something we will move through, There's a cycle that we have to move. But why? Because we have to increase the awareness of the intelligence that we have inside us. Today seems to be a bit of extra words. Intelligence we have inside us. And this intelligence will keep grooming. Why? Because we need to receive it in order for us to understand the truth of our existence through our divine. And that intelligence is the wisdom that we require to learn. It doesn't come from books. It's not like it's been given you in a plate. It comes with your own, it's your self-initiative of what your creativity, what you do to make life more interesting, to make your existence more powerful. It's not that you have to show off anyone about it. It's for you and you and you. That's how I practice. Okay? Now, how this faith is going to help our life continuously. Faith is just not about when you pray and give me the faith. Faith is more than that. It's to recognize your worth. See, just now I've been saying that existence. Existence is related to self-worth. Self-worth is, of course, self-love. You want to feel the sense of belonging in life, the self-worth that you have inside you. You want to feel people love you. You want to feel a good feeling. But you got to have the faith of existence that connects to your divinity. And that's the practice that you need to do. And you need to know that this will not allow you to be the victim of negative thoughts or negative feelings that easily somebody can say something and let's capture by my experience has cost me my own default, my own faults, that doing different decisions which get me a wrong way. So that's what I learned. When somebody says anything to you indirectly or directly, and you're not sure the meaning is like sarcastic or is it really sincere, you gotta honest with me, we come across when somebody says something, it's like, okay, is this person really saying it? And it happens to all of us. But that's where, when you have the faith, that's where to make you realize, no matter who tells you what, whether it's sincere or non-sincere, you accept that every words come from the other person is also coming from divinity. It is their experience, their feelings, their joy, their scare, their fears, nothing got to do with you. And you know when the time it comes to you, it becomes good for you, because you're protected always by that faith. That is the most important factor. Okay? So, along to all these, in the practice of faith, loving your existence, in the last 20 minutes that I've shared about, is to increase your connection, relationship with yourself and divine. That's the most important aspect in our life. Without that, we at times, I know some of us like, okay, life is monotonous, as it goes, comes and that time. But there is more than life. Because life is magical if we see it in the deeper sense, on the faith that we believe to our existence. So, I hope today's topic, and I shared some truths, what I go through, that make me to be somebody that I was not to be, and that's because of when you surround by people who continually find ways of hurting and saying things to you, intentionally or not intentionally, I'm not aware, but because it's a genuine act of the human with realization that benefits to them, but they have no idea that benefits also to the person they are saying. So the forgiveness is very important. That's what made me keep forgiving everything that was said in my life, and that's the main important, that increasing my faith on loving my existence. I know one thing: no matter how tough life can be, the most important thing is to believe to be who you are and your existence, and that is by loving yourself, by loving the divine. So much of love and pyar to Guruji, and the same way he loves us. That's all I want to share. Thank you so much. And if you have any question, feel free to ask at the Facebook, or you could just personally inform through the community. I'll try to get back to you. Thank you so much for listening to listening to me. Like I said, today is a video. So if there's anything that I could do to create a better impact to loving yourself, or you have any challenge, really, you're most welcome to send the personal note to our community, or you can put it in the Facebook. I really would like to do my best to give you whatever tools that I can. Thank you very much. Blessings of love. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you so much again. Wonderful, wonderful moments of life. Never stop loving who you are. Thank you.